because that's what you're used to. Okay? Or we could use a gas, like hydrogen or natural gas or something like that. And then, of course, once you get all those things, then you've got to figure out a way to do the propulsion. So the point is, we really are. We're going more electrical. Okay, as time goes on. Okay. I'll show you my commercials a little bit. I'm going to show you pictures now. Black roofs, white roofs, those things are kind of important, reflecting the sun in Florida. There's some buildings with solar panels on them. Blower door tests, efficiency kind of things. Oh, if you want to go, this is a good website to go look at. You can get to it off of my website, which is www.fsec.ucf.edu. But if you go to My Florida Green Building, if you can't remember it as the www, if you just Google My Florida Green Building or something like that, you'll find it. But in it, it's a lot of things that you can do. There's calculators that tell you replace that compact fluorescent light bulb, how fast do you get your money back, put a solar hot water heater on there, what's the money implications, and so on and so forth. All that stuff's there. A lot of neat things you can do. Okay, so I would encourage you to go look at that. Okay, if you get a chance. Okay, there's our ceiling fan I told you about. It's interesting in that the same Gossamer Condor, this was the plane that they pedaled sort of over the English Channel quite a while long ago. We worked with that company and using the same fan blade design, come up with a much more efficient fan to move the air around. That's part of the efficiency. The other efficiency was we removed the heater that you all have on your ceiling fans here. An incandescent light bulb uses the electricity to give you 4% light and 96% heat, which you then run your air conditioner to remove out of the room. Okay, so you just get rid of those stupid things. It solves lots of problems. Okay, and you can go buy one of these at Home Depot, $140, look at any other fans, and it'll save you $20 a year in electricity. Okay. This is a builder in Lakeland, Florida, Rick Strawbridge, and working with us. This was his standard home that he built, and here's one with the same layout, floor plan, and everything else like that. Black roof, white roof. That made a big difference. You can see the photovoltaics down here, facing south here, facing west there for peaking, afternoon sun. This is the solar hot water heater. Okay? You can also see the roof overhangs. You can't see the windows here because this shades it a little bit. You can still see the windows there. That helped. Much better insulation, much better air conditioner, so on and so forth. Okay? Before I tell you the energy things, this house sold first. It cost $40,000 more. Don't quote me. I think it was $280,000 and $320,000. Okay? This house today is appraised at $80,000 more. Now, when I talk to you about energy efficiency, the first thing that comes out of everybody's mind is payback. What's the payback on my granite countertop? What's the payback on your plasma TV? What's the payback on your leather seats? When it comes to entertainment, it's entertainment. We don't care about payback. Okay? I tell people, remember when television was free? How much are you paying for it now? Okay? Sorry.
No, I was just going to, I guess it was under that topic of payback and every year Linda. So what is the difference?
Well, I'll show you that next. Okay. But, yeah, that's okay.
Is anybody working on turning a white roof black as old is?
We usually don't have that problem in Florida. Okay. And that is a function of sunlight. Okay. And the good news is we're actually working on something to use the nighttime sky to do some cooling. So we're planning to play the game around to go to the nighttime sky to do like automatic air conditioning. And it doesn't work as well as you'd like it to in Florida because we do have cloud cover. But we're working on that. It's sort of the reverse of what you're saying. Now you could argue that people up somewhere in the frozen wasteland could do things like that. And that's why policy doesn't, the policy is local here. And all politics are local. Well, what you do for energy is dependent on local things. Okay, so what works in Connecticut may not work in Florida. So you can do some things like that. Now, let's get into the real numbers. Okay? And here is this annual electricity use, okay, in kilowatt hours for that regular normal built home, which was built to code. It's a good building. Okay? This was a lot more energy efficient one. Now, I'll point out, this one was 70% more energy efficient. Of that $40,000 extra we spent at that time, I paid $8,000 for the efficiency and $32,000 for those PV panels. The $8,000 in efficiency got me a lot. The PV panels took me from here to here. They helped, but I paid a fortune for them. There's an expression we use in the environmental economy, low-hanging fruit. You know, you always do the easy thing and the biggest payback first, then you slowly work your way down. Okay? Energy efficiency is by far a better thing to do. Now, in real dollars, then, it saved $1,800 a year on their electric bill. Okay, and when I run the PV, it saves $2,400, and we're now only using 8% of the electricity at this house. So this poor guy paid $40,000 more. Okay, and we could go do a payback calculation. But that house is going to last for another 100 years. And after that payback, it's not putting anything on energy. And where does all the money go when you spend on energy? So I have a choice: build your house more energy efficient and do all those things. The last thing you do is put the PV panel in the granite countertop in, not the first thing. The good news is people want to put PV panels in almost as fast as they do granite countertops now. My answer is, if that's what you really want, it's your money. Just put one up. When the prices go down later on, you can do this. Spend your money on something that will really make a difference. And energy efficiency really does. Okay? So keep in mind, 51% of all electricity in Florida is used in your house. We did this in 1998. Now, we don't even grade your house. You know how bad your house is compared to your neighbor's house? We don't even do that stuff. We're going to start doing that. Okay? And what we're going to do soon, and we're playing some big roles in implementing this, is, this is a little old one here. It says 2006. But we're going to come up with a scale. If your house uses zero energy. Now, in fairness, when I have those PV panels on my roof on this net zero energy home, I'm actually making more electricity than I need to use in the house at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Even when you're running your maximum air conditioner bill, you're sending some of the electricity back through the wires. Now, we passed a law here in Florida called net metering. So you sell to the electricity company at the same price you buy. Personally, I want time of use rates because at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, electricity is more valuable than 3 o'clock in the morning. So I want the utility to pay more, not the same. So at any rate, you ship the electricity back over. So we store it in the wires. We don't store it in the batteries. Okay? Now, we can. When you're home, how many of you have your car somewhere nearby? Most of us. Okay? That car, with its plug-in hybrid, is going to store all electricity. But wait a minute. Maybe they don't need the utility at all. Okay? You think about this, okay? We're going to get there, we hope. Okay? The home that's built today is about, brand new today, is about 100 on this scale, and a zero energy home is 0. Now, the average Florida home today is at 150 because a lot of them were built a long time ago. Okay? But the goal is we have to drive down to this. We start grading the houses, you'll get your house graded. Hey, it's 120. And you'll say, well, what's it take to get my house down to a 70? And smart people will come along and tell you exactly what it will cost. And if they're really smart, they'll say, and we'll come in and do it for you. And we'll finance it. Now think about this. If you were to go ahead and ask me, and I told you the payback was less than 30 years, you guys should all be salivating. And why would you be excited about a payback? It's 30 years, forever. Well, most of you have a 30-year mortgage if you have a house. So what happens? If the payback is less than 30 years, that means that first month, I write a smaller check for electricity, but I write a bigger check to the bank. But since it's less than 30 years, the sum of those two checks are smaller. So as long as the payback is less than 30 years, and you finance the payback in your mortgage, you should be doing it today. So instead of bailing out the banks, let's go ahead and get mortgages so they're all worked out right, so we can finance all these home improvements in our house, put all the unemployed back to work, fix our houses, and it's just a financing issue. But they can't even do regular finance, so we're having